I've been playing RuneScape for something like the last 20 years. It's always been something I like to do to unwind, relax, or just kill some time. But now, I'm looking for a challenge. So come with me while we leave the mainland behind and set up shop on the continent of Zeah. Hey, look at that. I spent days here fighting off bots, crashers, general trolls. No, I'm just kidding. It really wasn't that bad. I spent like a couple hours here max, but that's 50 thieving. That is the first one of our mini goals ticked off the list, which means we can now pickpocket wealthy citizens in Varlamore. That'll give us some pretty nice passive income that isn't tied to Wintertod, which is always nice. I don't know how much thieving XP we're really actually going to end up needing on this account because I don't think there are a ton of thieving requirements, but still, it looks nice to have the old 50 thieving ticked off the list, and just to confirm, 50 is wealthy citizens, so that means we can now do house thieving and get some cash and some blessed bone shards from that, so that'll be pretty sweet. Our next quest should definitely be a little more on the lighthearted side compared to the last one. The next one that we're going to do today is the riveting tale of a lily pad labor dispute. This is a pretty new quest released at the very start of the Varlamore release. It is honestly a lot of people's favorite quest from what I've been told. And to start it, we need to go just south of the main city of Varlamore. So yeah, we'll get there and see what this quest is all about. Forgot I need money for this transport, so don't mind me, lady. We're just gonna borrow some coins from you. How many are we getting? Okay, I think that's enough. I think it's only 20 to do this charter. So let's see. 600? Hold on a minute. There's got to be a cheaper one, right? Surely like Sunset Coast or something? No? I got here from Sunset Coast. What about this other boat? Can you take me there for 20? Oh, yeah, there we go, 20 coins. What a scam. That guy wants another 600 coins to get all the way to Civitas. We'll just take a nice walk. Oh, I guess we could have actually just used the Renew Transport bird system that we unlocked in the last quest, but to be totally honest, I kind of forgot that was a thing, and it's not that far anyway, so I guess we'll be fine. All right, who am I talking to again? Is it this dude? Hello? You, I bet you're with them. Oh boy, this is already a doozy. Them. The frogs. Yes, we would like to start the quest, actually. On that wonderful unhinged note. Frogs, what do you want about? Ah, I see, so you're playing dumb, are you? Well, I won't fall for your lies. If you explain, maybe I can help you. It's those frogs on the other side of the oasis. They're out to get us, all of us. If someone doesn't kill them all, we'll be living our lives as slaves. All right, hold on, dude. Like, you're a little wacko right now. I see. How about I head over there and take a look? You want to go near them? Well, then you're a fool. I will watch from a safe distance as they dine on your corpse. What kind of frogs are these? Well, provided that doesn't happen, I'll be back shortly to let you know what I found. It's the face of a psycho. He's wearing a leaf on his head. Like, what did we expect from this man? Are these the frogs? These guys are awesome. A rather large frog. Yeah, I mean, they are kind of big, but like, they're cool colors. Hello there. Hang on, you could talk? Well, of course we could talk, silly. Why wouldn't we be able to? Well, I've just never considered it before. We live in a world where giant lizards with wings fly around and expel highly combustible fluids from their throats, but you've never considered that a frog could talk. You know, that's a fair point. Well, now that we've established our remarkable linguistic capabilities, how about some introductions? I'm Sue, and this is Gary. Over there you have Dave and Jane, and good old Mr. Lonesome over there is Cuthbert. Well, what can we do for you? Well, there's a guy over there that thinks you're all evil. Evil? We're not evil. We're just on strike. On strike? Fair work requires fair treatment, and we've had enough of his nonsense. You know what? That's valid. This guy seems actually crazy, so you do you, frogs. What are you striking from exactly? Oh, well, I really can't remember. It's been so long that I've totally forgotten. Hey, Gary, why are we on strike? No idea. I've been on strike my whole life, just like my pa and his pa before him. At this point, it's kind of a family tradition. I know it's because of him, though. That monster spends every day mistreating us. If he ever wants to see any work from us, he needs to start showing us some basic respect. Too right, Gary, too right. What reason does he have for thinking we're evil anyway? Well, he's one of them capitalists, isn't he? They see a worker demanding fair rights and they go loopy. Can't have anything getting in the way of their profit margins. Wow, too topical. Actually, he never mentioned anything about work. He seems to think you're out to overthrow humanity. Overthrow humanity? What a load of nonsense. We love humans. Gary here had one as a pet once. Ah, those were the days. I always loved my Cynthia. Such a shame about the accident. It wasn't your fault, Gary. It wasn't your fault. Anyway, if this chap thinks we're plotting to overthrow humanity, what's he planning to do about it anyway? He did mention at one point something about killing you all. He wants to kill us. Well, now I think we should overthrow humanity. Wait, no, I don't think that's the moral of this story. Yeah, we've been treated like second-class citizens for too long. The revolution starts today. Wait, what about peace? Peace. Interesting. I suppose peace could be fun. There would need to be some assurances, though. Wouldn't want the guy going back on his word. Right. Well, how about I go and ask him what conditions he'd be willing to accept? I can definitely see why people say this is their favorite quest. Oh boy. The frogs didn't kill you. This is unexpected. Well, I had a chat with them, and they're open to engaging in some peace talks. Peace, the hypocrisy. After everything they've done, they think peace is an option? Absolutely not. Okay, but what exactly have they done that means peace isn't an option? Oh, well, you know, they've just, yeah. Look, I can't remember, but they must have done something. I know, my brain. Yeah, I'm starting to think that's where the problem lies as well. You and me both, dude. This guy needs some help. They must have taken my brain, that's why I can't remember. You tell them I want my brain back. So you're willing to negotiate peace in exchange for your brain? Negotiate? I don't negotiate with monsters. I don't think they're monsters. They actually seem pretty friendly. Well, do they have a leader? I don't know. Well, you go tell them that I'll only negotiate with their leader. Every day I find myself further questioning my life choices. I'll go and ask them about their leader. It's funny that our character thinks that since, you know, we haven't actually done any quests outside of these Corinne and Varlamore ones. So as far as he knows, this is just what the world is, I guess. Hello again. Have you found out what peace conditions old Grumpy Guts has? Sort of. He seems open to the idea of peace talks, but he'll only negotiate with your leader. Do you have a leader? Nah, we're more about collective leadership. We did consider starting a union at one point, but Dave messed up the paperwork. Well, would you be interested in having a leader? A change to our political structure? That's quite the thing to undergo. Yeah, especially in times of war. Still, maybe we need to mix things up. We've been saying for a while now that we've been stagnating. Perhaps this is just the thing we need. There would need to be an election, of course. All right, Mr. Impling, can you, not? Yeah, thanks. Do you have a process for that sort of thing? Absolutely. We use a first-past-the-post system, where everyone votes based on a candidate's hopping capabilities. Yeah, what? Oh, it's all very simple. The candidates perform their finest hop, and everyone votes on which one they thought was the best. The one with the most votes wins. I see. Well, I don't. But for the sake of my sanity, let's just say that I do. Shall we call an election, then? That sounds like a wonderful idea. There's just a small matter of Cuthbert. You see, while you were gone, we told the others about the whole killing us all business. Now, I must admit, emotions did run a bit high, especially for Cuthbert. Once he learns about the election, he'll almost definitely want to put himself forward. And I'm afraid he has little interest in peace. I mean, can you blame the guy? Cuthbert was once the leader of the Frogs for Humanity Society. The guy loved humans, but after what they did to his favorite plant, some wounds never heal. So you're saying Cuthbert can't win the election. The idea of rigging an election is one that fills my democracy-loving heart with terror, but yes, we will need to do that. It's okay if we're the ones to do it, right? Not in the slightest, but I do love positive attitude. Besides, the alternative is all-out war with humanity. So how do we ensure Cuthbert can't win the election? The hop-off will see candidates hop from the shore to a lily pad. Now, if Cuthbert's lily pad had an unfortunate hole in it, okay, I guess I'm off to sabotage a lily pad. Just be careful of Dave and Jane. They're sticklers for the rules, I'm afraid. You can't let them see you. Where is this lily pad that I need? Sabotage. Is it this one? Yep, that one right there. Look at that. Where's Cuthbert? Because there's Dave and Jane. Where is this guy? Hey, don't be going near those lily pads. We've got them all ready for the hop-off. Have you heard about the election? Isn't it just thrilling? That's definitely a word that could be used to describe the situation. Anyway, speaking of, I need to inspect the lily pads. No can do, we've got them all set up nicely. Can't be letting anyone mess things up. Of course not, but don't you think it would be wise for a third party to give them a quick once-over? Besides, the two of you deserve a break. Well, I really could do with a bit of rest, not to mention the fact that I'm starving. Still, the lily pads are our duty. It would be wrong of us to let someone else touch them. Out of interest, what would you fancy? For when the election's out of the way, of course. Oh, I'd kill for a nice, tasty orange. Orange? I didn't know frogs liked oranges. Are these oranges right here? It's an orange tree. An orange? I didn't know frogs ate oranges. Yeah, most people think we just eat flies. We do, and we love them, but sometimes you find you've just had enough flies and fancy something more exotic. They grow on the trees around here, like this one right next to us. From time to time, an orange will fall off, but the really good ones are at the top. Just a shame we can't reach those. Indeed. Do I need to chop down this tree? I didn't look at what items I need, so I'd presume that we need to chop the tree down. I was almost back to Civitas when I remembered there's an axe literally right here. What great quest design. I love it whenever they give you everything you need, like right here. Oh, look, oranges. Yeah, go crazy for the oranges. I'm just gonna go inspect these real quick. Pick up a small stone from shore and throw it at the lily pad. It leaves a barely noticeable hole. All right, well, tampering with elections is now on my resume. Love to see it. Hello again. How are things going with that lily pad? It's all sorted. Just in time as well, the hop-off is about to begin. So who is Cuthbert's competition? Sue, of course. Naturally, it's gonna be Sue. Don't worry, once I win, I'll make sure these peace talks go nice and smooth. And shall we get started? Let's. Oh. Welcome, one and all, to what is bound to be a thrilling frog hop-off. Oops, I skipped some dialogue. Our first contender for today is Sue. Let's see what she's got. What a corker of a hop. Excellent work. Next up, we have Cuthbert. Oh, wow. Well, he's dead. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, totally slipped my mind, but we never learned how to swim. A frog that never learned to swim. Are you serious right now? Afraid so? Cuthbert is now dead as an old one. With only one contender left standing, I can now announce that Sue is the winner. That is not... that is not what I expected to happen. Well, now that that's all sorted, we can get these peace talks underway. Yeah! I can't believe we killed him. I love this. Don't worry yourself. Something like this was bound to happen at some point. It's his fault, really. Imagine never learning to swim. Exactly. So what does our foe want? He thinks you've stolen his brain and would like it back. His brain? We don't have his brain. Well, is there anything you can offer him? Not really. It's not like we really do much. We're frogs. All we do is eat flies, along with the odd orange. Well, maybe we could still work with that. I'm sure our friend doesn't like flies. Maybe you could deal with the flies around here for him. Sounds like a job for us, though we'd of course need something in return. Fair pay for fair work, of course. If not, we'll go on strike. We're good at going on strike. And how would you like to be paid? Well, normally I'd say in flies, but it seems we've got that covered. Oranges? Oranges, perfect. Oh, and orange juice as well, straight from the tap. From the tap. But orange juice, you know what? Yeah, never mind. Let's not complicate things further. I'll just take these terms to him and see what he says. It was bound to happen eventually. During the recording of this quest, I somehow accidentally managed to hit the hotkey to end my recording before finishing the saga of the frogs. Since I know everyone was on the edge of their seat waiting to see how this plays out, I'm going to do my best to recap the last bit for you. And a special thanks to Caritas for allowing me to use some clips from his video on the quest to fill in some of the gaps. Be sure to check him out in the link in the description. We took the frogs' demands to Marcellus, stating that in exchange for some oranges and orange juice, the frogs would eat all the flies around his home. Marcellus, being the logical, level-headed individual that he is, asks what the flies could have done to deserve such a treatment. Attempting to avoid dragging this insanity on any longer, we suggested to Marcellus that the flies were actually plotting to kill him. Although, as we've already established, Marcellus is a smart man. He needs to see proof. So we did what any logical person would do. We broke into his home directly in front of him, searched his bed, found a very desperate love letter to someone named Nalia, whose name also happens to be the combination of the chest in his home. We opened the chest, and inside we found a plushie of a gnome, which we promptly shoved into a pile of capybara dung outside the home. After planning this evidence, we were jumped by Cuthbert, Lord of the Dread, who apparently survived the election, bent on revenge. We quickly dispatched him for the second time and contemplated how it's possible to have murdered the same frog twice. Marcellus finds the plushie and agrees to the frog's demands, now convinced that the flies are plotting his demise. We return to Greg and Sue with the confirmation that their demands have been met, and the quest ends. Everybody's happy. We were rewarded with 1 quest point, 2,000 woodcutting XP, and access to the hardwood tree patch directly outside of Marcellus's home. Hooray. No, but really though, the hardwood patch is gonna be awesome. That's fat XP every time. Let's see, the next quest on the list looks like it's going to be Death on the Isle. Good day, I don't suppose I could trouble you for the briefest of moments. Well, I don't think I really get much of a say in this, so I guess we'll go for it. What do you got? How does access to a rather fancy party sound as a motivator? Well, as long as I get to actually enjoy... I'm sure I can rustle up some payment to encourage you, if you have any reservations. This man speaks my language. He knows we need some money to make things worth it for us. You may even find some exciting opportunities inside, given the presence of some of Alderin's wealthiest citizens. Alas, I am, quite unfortunately, not rich in money. What I do possess is a certain wealth of talent. For you see, I am an actor. This is not where I expected this to go, I'm not gonna lie. Patsy the Grand, they'll call me eventually. They call me Zeah, just Zeah. So if you're not rich in money, how am I gonna get paid? Assuming I agree to help you with whatever it is you want. Cutting words, but you need not worry. While you won't be getting paid up front, I have a feeling that if all goes well, I will soon find myself with more than enough wealth to handsomely reward you. And besides, if nothing else, I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time at the party. Alright, well... or whatever. Do we want to start it? No, because this guy seems sketchy. I don't like your weird robe cloth thing that you've got going on here. You could easily be hiding a knife under there and just stab me whenever I finish whatever it is you want, but whatever. I suppose I could do with letting my hair down a little. All right, I'm in. So whose party are we going to? Well, that's complicated. It's really not complicated, dude. Sometimes a man has to follow his heart. And a secondhand invitation saying there's a party at Villa Lucens tonight. Villa Lucens? So this guy doesn't actually have an invite, he just heard through the grapevine? Yes, the villa is home to an almighty patron of the arts. He even has his own theater atop the cliffs behind the villa. In fact, the whole reason for this party is because he's showing his new play. And yet you don't actually know who he is. This opportunity came quite suddenly. As such, I'm unfortunately not as prepared as I otherwise would be. However, an actor like myself can't turn down the chance to meet with a man like him. Not to mention the chance to enjoy a good party. And who are you, exactly? Well said, Adela. Oh, that reminds me. This is Adela. Yeah, thanks for the introduction there. If you have her, why do you need me? She advertised herself as a bag carrier, so she's here to move my bag around. There's a lot of costumes and props that I travel with, so it's nice to have someone else carry them. I'm not going to say no to going to a fancy party, even as the help. As for your part in all this, with this being a fancy party and all, I happen to need a butler to help me fit in. You know, serving me wine and tending to my needs. Fancy suit and all? Right. So I don't actually get to enjoy the party at all, do I? You'll just have to act a little here and there. I see, you mentioned a fancy suit. You wouldn't happen to have a butler outfit in that bag you mentioned. I don't believe I do. I don't really take roles like that these days. Gee, I wonder why. But you'll expect me to do it. That's cool. Lots of villas around here will have butlers, and butlers mean uniforms. Are you suggesting that I steal one? You can always put it back when you're done. And I'm sure whoever I take it from will be overjoyed to have someone else wearing their uniform. I doubt they'll even realize. Anyway, I remember seeing some uniforms through a window on the way over here. They were in the village to the north. Why does every single quest in this region just have us stealing insane amounts of stuff from people so far? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like we're always like sneaking around stealing stuff. Maybe I shouldn't break into a house full view of the guard. Oh, you're right. Yeah, definitely wouldn't recommend it. What about now? Yep. Take that uniform. Steal the uniform. I'm gonna wait till he's not looking and leave. Yeah, we got some stealth segments. I love it. I love it. Guess I kind of look the part. You must have a good eye to have seen them through the window as you walked by. It was a bit of a lucky spot, I must admit. Lucky indeed. It's almost like you were specifically looking for them. Just good fortune. Now I ought to get a move on, getting this bag inside. Okay, yeah, this is sketch. I'm guessing the entrance is just up these stairs. The guest entrance is yes. Don't tell me. You'll have to go through the staff entrance, unfortunately. I can't be seen entering with the help. The help. Yeah, into character, I bet. You are genuinely useless, sir. I hope you know that. Head butler? I wasn't expecting anyone else. Sorry, there's a bit of a holdup. I'm quite new to this. A holdup? Nothing bad, I hope. I've known people to have problems with their employees before. Is yours treating you well? Oh, employers. People have problems with their employers. Ah, he seems friendly enough. I'm not sure if I'm getting paid, though. Very well. In that case, there are just a few quick admin bits to go through here before I let you in. Butlers must keep their uniforms and masks on at all times. If you're seen without yours, you'll be ejected from the party. Okay, I need a mask, though. All staff are to be as anonymous as possible tonight, so we're to provide you with a mask on entry. We'll be using them to keep track of who's coming and going. Now, for security purposes, butlers are required to enter and leave with completely empty pockets. We'll hold on to anything you need with us whilst you're in there. Are you ready to enter? Yes. Yes, I am, I guess. Wow, I look great. That is a cool mask, though. I kind of hope I get to keep that after the quest. All right, well, I can sprint around with it. Does it wobble? It does. Look at it wobble. That's nice. I like that. That's a good touch. Patsy, you made it in, and don't you look the part. Magnificent. Feel like a court jester. Yeah, but that mask is awesome. Now, why not go and introduce yourself to our host and the other guests? I could do with knowing a little more about everyone. Hang on, I'm meant to be an anonymous butler. How do you expect me to get to know people for you? I'm sure you can get their names at least. That will give me something to work with. Okay, anything else I can do for you? Especially things you could easily do for yourself? No, I think you're doing more than enough right now. Thank you. I hope I get to fight you, to be honest. I know that there's some combat in this quest. Not much, but I do hope I get to fight you. Because punching you would be satisfaction to the max. So, this is grand, isn't it? I'd say it's one of my finest yet, although I do wish more of the guests could have made it. However, it looks like we've gained a bit of a straggler. A straggler? Yes, that slightly pompous fellow that hasn't introduced himself to anyone yet. The fact that he's here means he must have gained an invitation, though I don't know how. Is that going to be an issue? I'm sure it won't be. I'm always up to meeting new people, especially those who enjoy the arts. I didn't mean to skip that, but I presume he said something about he's an actor. I can't believe it. How could he not even know the name of his gracious host? Perhaps he's new to the island. Still, for an actor, his research does seem lacking. He's an actor, you say? Ah, now that explains why he was so eager to be here. Well, if he's good, this might be his lucky day. I, Constantinimus, am in the market for a new actor to sponsor. Well, you know actors. Very profitable once they're popular. I like to make investments. For example, I've sponsored tonight's lead actor, Livius, for some time. He's done very well for himself, and for me. Though he's almost too expensive for me these days. Anyway, perhaps you'll see him tonight on stage. Yeah, sure, whatever. Good day, sir. Sir, I thought I left that behind when I retired. Please call me Koziak. Absolutely, you can call me... I seem to remember one of the rules of this party was that the staff were to remain completely anonymous. You can't call me then. Are you enjoying the party? I am, yes. Though I'm far from excited for tonight's performance. Constantinius says he's hired some of the finest actors for this one. Oh, okay. Is that it? That's all you got to say on that? I guess I got his name, that's all that really matters. It's funny that we know their names by right-clicking. I feel like it would be a pretty easy thing for them to not have their names whenever you right-click until you know them. Excuse me, you there. I could do with another drink. Do you have a preference? Wine or something non-alcoholic? Alcoholic? Oh, you know that I, Pavo, am most certainly not an alcoholic. Now, scram. I don't think that's the thing you should take from that conversation, but that's fine. You seem different to the other staff. First time? It is. How could you tell? You see similar things on boats. People look a bit wobbly until they settle. Oh, I hadn't noticed I was, few ever do. So do you spend a lot of time on boats? I run something of a shipping company. If you need it moving, Zocatla's got you. Zocatla? Is that how you say that? I don't know. What are you gonna do with this information? I saw you make your way around the party, so then, who's who? So we've got Pavo, the drunk over there. I'm not sure there's much to them other than their love of drinking. Zocatla, who seems to be more relaxed, seems like she runs a shipping business. Last, we have Koziak. He's quite up on the rules of this party, so he might not be happy that you weren't properly invited. Invited? I have an invitation, and I can act like I belong here. He'll never know. He might not know, but our host does. Luckily, he didn't actually seem to mind you being here too much. Apparently, he's actually looking for a new actor to sponsor. Sponsoring me? How marvelous. Oh, I think I should go have a drink to celebrate. Could you be a dear and go to the wine cellar for me? What would you like for the wine cellar, a beer? Whilst that sounds lovely, I've heard there's some Principum Red down there. It's not produced anymore, so it's rather hard to find. But our gracious host seems happy enough to share. You're making a lot of assumptions about this guy. All right, 1 glass of wine coming up. Why do I get the feeling that we're going to get this wine and then he's going to be pissed? It's like, you drank my super rare wine, and then he's going to bring his henchman down and we're going to have to fight him as a freaking butler or something with no weapons. Antique wine. Yeah, this doesn't seem like something I should just be doing. Repum red. The label's faded, but I'm sure this is the wine Patsy was talking about. Okay, little nitpick about this whole quest so far. The fact that the dialogue like runs into the player profile, like, come on, guys. Like, that seems like it'd be super easy not to do. You're suddenly startled by the sound of a glass shattering in another part of the cellar, causing you to spill some of the wine on yourself. That's gonna stain, isn't it? Right, to the other part of the cellar. What's this fancy chest? Can I open that? Can I steal this guy's stuff while I'm down here? I've already stolen this butler uniform, so what's one more crime, right? It's securely locked. Naturally. Not like there'd be anything in there anyway. There's never anything in any chest in RuneScape that isn't quest related. So disappointing. Oh.